Hey there, peeps out in YouTube land. Asenva here for another BJD tips and tricks video. So today we have a really cool, tips, where we have really cool tips for you today, which it's going to be all about BJD cleaning! There are different things that you can use to help maintain the cleanliness of your doll, and today I'm just going to show you a couple of different things that I use. This is just kind of basic, maintenance, and like I've said before, this is just what I do. I'm not like a, BJDologist or anything, so I'm pretty sure other people do different things. This is just kind of what I follow and what I do. Typically, I would say it's safe because that's one of the questions I get asked quite frequently, which is how often should you clean your doll? And I want to say it's going to have a couple of different factors. One, depending on what your doll is currently wearing. It could be something that is really dark, so it could possibly stain your doll. You want to make sure that you're periodically cleaning your doll. That way you can help prevent those stains from occurring, and also it'll be a good time for you to kind of check to see how your MSC is doing. Does the body need to be resealed or not? And all that fun stuff. So I haven't, I'll be honest with you, I have not cleaned my dolls in a long while. I actually don't remember the last time I cleaned my dolls. But typically, if you're like a super stickler and awesome, and it's not bad to be a stickler, but if you got the time to do it, then I would say at least once a month check on your dolls and check on the clothing that they have to make sure it hasn't stained or anything like that. And I don't think you have to reseal it with MSC every month. Usually a good indicator that you'll know whether or not you need to do some MSC stuff is that you'll usually feel it. It'll feel really smooth versus kind of like that matte feeling. And that's kind of a good indicator of whether or not you'll need to respray them or not. You'll also see that like some parts will be really shiny, and those are kind of the parts that the MSC is no longer there. So that's a good indicator too. Let me show you some tools. I am planning on making two other videos, one for cleaning vinyl dolls and one for cleaning ABS dolls, because there's kind of different steps that you take for all three kinds of materials. But today we're just going to concentrate on resin. Here are some tools that you're going to need for today. A pair of gloves, Magic Clean eraser. You don't want anything with like, I know they make another Magic Clean eraser that has like a blue piece of sponge on it. You just want the Plano Jano white regular original Magic Clean eraser. Some other really fun stuff that you might use. One is going to be Winsor & Newton Brush Cleaner and Restorer. This stuff is like heavy duty stuff. Like you will need to clean your doll off completely after you use this. This is going to be more for like the holy crap, there's something on my doll, it's not coming off with the Magic Clean eraser, what the heck do I do? This is going to take off everything. It'll take off the face up too. So if it is something that is on the face, I would say just try to get it with a Magic Clean eraser. Do not do like a little Q-tip of this and try to get it off, because then you're going to get off the MSC and whatever else shading or blushing that might be on the doll's face as well. So try to avoid that at all costs. But the reason why I'm showing you this today is that if you do happen to want to clear off the face up and have it completely cleaned off, this is a good one. Another one that I actually just recently started experimenting with and using is actually rubbing alcohol. It has to be higher than, I believe it's like 70%. This one's 91%. And I've used it on my ABS dolls, and I hear a lot of people use it for resin dolls as well. Either one, I would still say that if you're either using this one or this one, to make sure that you clear off the doll when you're done. What I'm talking about with that is that you need to get some type of unscented, hopefully uncolored soap, like dishwasher soap, like the clear soap, and you would just clean it off and then rinse it off and then let it dry for a good amount of time. Just because you don't want any of these like liquids chemical solution stuff to stay on the resin. It's just best just to clear it off completely, and that way nothing happens to the resin. So be 100% safe. It's better to be safer than sorry. Your wonderful MSC, your Mr. Super Clear. Yet another item that might be a needle in a haystack for you to find depending on where you are. But I do know a couple of different places do sell it online. Of course, I'm going to recommend the Junkie Spot to you because they do happen to sell this there as well. The thing that's going to stink a lot is that it's really expensive. So if you do end up buying a can of MSC, know that you're going to be paying like $16 to $20 maybe for a can, and depending on where it gets shipped from, the shipping is going to be kind of stinky also, because you are essentially getting shipped a hazardous material. So a lot of companies have to pay like an extra insurance in order for it to be sent out. You're also going to need a ventilation respirator mask thingy, and this one is mine, and you really can't use like a surgical mask to spray because the fumes can still go through. You need something that really that has the cartridges and everything in order for you to be completely safe, because like I did say before, this is quite hazardous and you don't want to get this into your lungs and get really sick and stuff. So use a really good mask, and even though this may also cost you a pretty penny, it's going to definitely be worth it because you can use this for other things as well. I want you to stay safe, so please make sure that you are hopefully getting some good materials for yourself when you decide to clean or modify your dolls. Today, my lovely assistant is going to be Yue. I haven't cleaned her in a while, and she's actually one of my older dolls, one of my first dolls that I got in, so she's probably about 4 years old. She will be my friend to clean today, so I am going to be taking everything off of her and I'll be cleaning her up so that way you guys can see how I do this. So this is her in her naked glory, and I don't know if you can see, but she's got like a lot of dust and stuff on her body, and she actually does have some black staining on her bottom, so we're gonna have some fun cleaning that up. First off, I'm gonna get my gloves on. I'm gonna get one of my Magic Clean erasers out of the box. I'm gonna basically go throughout her body with the Magic Clean eraser, and you don't need a whole eraser. Like, you don't need to use the whole eraser. You can cut this into parts and then use pieces of it so that way you can have more to use later. I'm gonna throw out an option right now. You could put on a mask right now because you might start getting all the wonderful yummy stuff that's going to come off the sponge and off the doll itself. So you could put your mask on at this time. That would not be a bad thing for you to do. I'm going to just keep it off and just, you know, be chilling here because it'll be hard for you to understand me, and I really don't feel like voicing over. So I'm going to just take off a bit of my sponge and I'm going to just start cleaning off parts of her. Now this is another thing, just tip number 3 that you could do. If you really want to get a really good scrubbing, like a really good cleaning, you could take her apart. You could take off the pieces, and that way you can individually scrub each piece. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it to you. Whatever you want to do. I'm gonna be flat out honest with you guys. I am kind of lazy, so I am just gonna do this. And I might even just reseal her whole body like this. But like I said, it's going to be up to you and what you want to do. If you want to get like a really good, solid clean, then I would say, yeah, you know, take her apart and clean it off. Clean her off bit by bit. But I'm lazy. But a good reason why you might want to take her apart, or take your doll apart, depending on how dirty they are, or what clothing they were wearing, so that way you can get to joints like this that are kind of in there, you might not be able to get to without just taking it apart and cleaning off the pieces separately. You probably would want to go over the body with a coat of MSC, because you're pretty much, this is like a micro abrasive sponge. So it's almost kind of like you're sanding, but like very, 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 very finely. So that's why I would almost say you would want to respray if you plan on doing like a full body cleaning like what I'm doing today. At this point, once you've kind of cleaned off your doll and you're pretty happy with what you cleaned off, if anything is still lingering, you could try to use something more stronger like the rubbing alcohol or the Winsor & Newton to try to get those other pesky stains out. But for the most part, all of my stuff came off of my girl, all the little black staining that was on her. And you'll notice that you've got like some stuff from the eraser. And you could get like a clean, I would probably get like a clean, like a blush brush and just brush off the body so none of that stuff is on there. Because you're not going to want to seal, like put MSC on it and then all that stuff is still on there. After this, after you clean it off, I would say to check to see if you need to reseal it at this point. If parts look shiny to you or does not feel matte anymore, that would be a good indicator for you to think, yes, it is time to reseal it. I am a big fat cheater, and I will just basically lay them down in a box and spray the whole thing like this and then flip it over and then spray this side. That's the lazy method. The most awesome, best way to do this would be to take them apart and then do it in pieces. There's some really cool stuff that I've seen people do. They've gotten like dowel sticks and then they put each piece like a string inside of it and they just hang it, and that way they just spray it like that and then they just let all the little pieces dry like that. So whatever kind of way you want to go, like I said, this is just kind of what I do. So I'm gonna spray my girl though for sure. So I am gonna be wearing my mask and that, and make sure you do it in a well ventilated area. Don't do it inside of your house. And let it dry for about 15 to 20 minutes. When you do spray, you might want to get like a nice, I don't want to say container, but like a safe place for your doll to sit and dry. So something like this, like a box, so that way when you are ready to spray your doll, or the pieces, or even if you're doing like a head, you can put them in there and then spray it nicely and then do another coat. Now on to the fun stuff. So if you do happen to have to remove a face-up or previous paint, you're going to want to use something stronger than a magic clean eraser. I am going to be cleaning off the paint and the color that is on the feet and hands of my Doll Zone girl, and I'm gonna have to use something strong. So I'm gonna show you both the Winsor & Newton and the rubbing alcohol and kind of get a comparison to see which one you may like better. It might be more convenient for you to get rubbing alcohol, and that way you can kind of see what it looks like when you remove things with both products. So I'm going to make sure that I keep my gloves on because I've got nail polish, and like I said, if you've got nail polish on, it's gonna take it off, so you're not gonna want that to happen. So I'm gonna do these two with Winsor & Newton and these two with rubbing alcohol. So I just dabbed some to get the cloth moist with it. So this is Winsor & Newton. I'll need to clean off the doll parts that I use this on immediately afterwards. I don't want this to stay and to sink in and all that fun stuff. So this has been on there forever. So this is actually pastel and gloss that's on the foot right now. I usually use a cotton ball, but I don't have any cotton balls. That way it kind of absorbs more of the product in it and can get it out easier rather than using a little paper towel. And I'm gonna go clean this one in some soap and water because I don't like letting it stand. Okay, so that is Winsor & Newton. So it did take me a bit of time to clean it off, but the stuff did come off, and I did get some of the dishwashing soap and I cleaned it off, and now I'm just gonna let it dry for a little bit. I'm gonna try the other half with the rubbing alcohol and we'll see how this works. Hopefully it works really good. This is 91% rubbing alcohol, so we're gonna see if this is gonna be a good, strong enough percentage. Okay, so I've got a good amount of rubbing alcohol on here. I'm gonna close up my bottle and I'm gonna try it on the foot first and see how this works. Because like I said, I hear a lot of people talk about rubbing alcohol, and I've only tried rubbing alcohol on my ABS dolls, so let's see how it works. Dang. Okay, I literally just put this on like this and it's already taken off a lot of it. So maybe rubbing alcohol is going to be the way to go then if you want to clean. I've just always known and read about Winsor and Newton. But yeah, this is actually working pretty fast. Yeah, that's pretty quick. That's pretty darn quick, actually. And like I said, I kind of wish I had a cotton ball because I feel like a cotton ball would get deeper into this really quickly. You can see that? I don't know if you can see that or not. I think we're good. That was really fast. It took me a long time on the other one with the Winsor and Newton. So after your doll is done drying with MSC, if that's what is needed, they're good to go. She did have a little bit of some staining around her bottom area, and now it's not there anymore. She's like super clean. And she feels good now too, because like I put the new coat of MSC, so now she's nice and protected. I hope this helped anybody out there that was curious about cleaning resin dolls. Like I said, this is just kind of like what I do. I know other people do probably some other things with their dolls, and I know they're probably more precise and take off all the parts and stuff, which is totally fine. You can do that. This is what I do. Hope you guys have a wonderful, awesome, fantastic day, and I will be seeing you guys in another video. Bye.